Hey there folks, I got a new knife for you. What I have here is another offering from Tucson. This is the TS437 and it is ridiculous. So Instagram is like the worst thing in the world for me. I'm bored. I follow knife makers. I follow this account Tucson has, and they posted this I want to say a couple of weeks ago. And so they were running a contest, like to name it. The maker's name is, the designer's name is Mark Radium. I don't know if that's his real name, but I said my entry was to call it the Marksman. They didn't take it. Some guy decided to name it, suggest the name Komodo, and that won. And for that, he won a free knife. But anyway, I was definitely interested and intrigued by the knife until I saw the specs. So this overall length is 9.09 inches. It is D2 steel with a nice flat grind with all this belly. It weighs in at 7.41 ounces. So safe to say it is blade heavy. When you flip it open, you absolutely feel it, especially when you use a thumb stud. It does have a flipper tab. But I got this on the cheap, as you know, most Tucson knives are. This TS437 comes in at $89.99. It's just ridiculous. You know, it's such a ridiculous price. I said, I gotta check it out. The Bandit said it looks like a whale. Frucci said it looks like a spatula. I don't dispute either one of them. They're absolutely right. And then I asked them, and I posted it on my Instagram, what does it look like? What does this knife look like? And again, the Bandit said it looks like a whale knife. And then he said, it looks like one of our friends, Scurvy, followed this Hawaiian knife maker. I believe his name is Matsuka. And Brian said, it looks like one of those knives. I disagree. I don't think it looks anything like that. What I said it looked like, to me, just looking at this handle shape, maybe not so much the blade shape, but the handle and the swoop over here for the fingers, to me, it looked like Strider. It looked a lot like a Strider. Lee says it looked like one of the Medfords. I don't know if it's called a Fat Daddy, but he says that's what it looks like to him. And I think Lee's pretty close, except for the grinds on the Medford. You know, they're not flat. They're a higher grind or whatever you call that. But anyways, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it looks a lot, especially when it's closed, right? To me, that is a Strider shape. That is a shape of a Strider. Similar clip. Titanium clip, generous amount of titanium for sure. Look at that milled clip. Full back spacer, titanium. The jimping does have, I should say the flipper does have some nice jimping. So you can either flip it. Now, when I saw this in the picture, because the shots I looked at on the online purveyor, it looked like it was hollow, but I guess not. Or maybe I saw that on Instagram, but it's not. It's not a hollow flipper tab, but it also has the thumb studs if you want to open it with a thumb studs. You hear that thunk? That's all the weight behind that friggin' blade. It is a flat grind. It is a lot of belly. I do like a knife with a lot of belly. I dig it. I dig it. You know what? For 90 bucks, you know, you can't really go wrong with it. You can't really go wrong. They do have, hopefully you guys can see it. They did mill out some pockets there to lighten up the titanium, which it doesn't really matter because it's still very heavy. It does have a steel insert. I'm not sure if that acts as an over travel. I can't really tell. I'm sure it does. Or actually, yeah, I'm sure it does. You know, I don't know. I can't really see it, but it might have an over travel in there also. I'm sure it does. Most of these Tucson knives are very well designed, very well made on the cheap. Again, titanium, and they got this red micarta inlay, very nicely done. Fully machined, of course, CNC. You might even see the lines on the titanium where they milled this right here. You can probably see it right there. See it? Right there, going that way. Or to use a CNC machine to do it. Mystery on the pocket clip. I'm assuming the pocket clip is screwed in underneath somewhere. Because you can't, I like that. I like that it's a hidden screws. Very nicely done. Very good retention. Looks very strong. And it's got that Tucson signature pivot collar. The thumb stud is smooth. It doesn't have any jimping. I noticed that it's fine opening like this, but when I try to middle flick it, my finger kind of slips off. It doesn't grip. It's awkward to do the thumb stud. I think it's better to do the flipper tab. It is a large knife, folks. This is a large, chubby son of a bitch. But yeah, it was interesting for sure. And again, it's an experiment on the cheap. I had to scratch that itch. You know, knife reviewers on the budget, you know, Tucson makes them very affordable. And it makes me wonder, how do they do it so cheap over there? It's insanely cheap. I know you're going to say child labor and for sure, 100%. Some poor 11-year-old kid probably put this together along with his brothers and sisters. Horrible. Horrible, Mike. You're supporting this. Awesome, awesome, awesome design. Again, the designer's name is Mark Radium. Who knows what his real name is? I'm sure it's not Radium. But pretty cool. If you're into oversized, overbuilt knives, this is definitely the way it's coming back. Look at the backspacer, and it's got like that notch to show you that, hey, I'm not completely centered. I mean, not horrible. But I remember other makers try to do that, and it just accents how off-center it is. This one's not horrible. In fact, on video here, it looks pretty spot on. But yeah, I figure I'll show that to you guys. Again, on the budget, guys. You know, if you're cheap like me and you want a knife to fondle, you know, this is definitely would make a good camping knife for the bandit. It's humongous. It's like a little chopper, a little axe. You know, he might use it for prepping food. He loves cooking out in the wild. But yeah, that's the Tucson TS437. Yeah, now that I got it, I kind of regret it. It is a little large. You know, $90. That's like dinner, not even. You know, dinner for two in a cheap joint. All right, guys. Peace.